three-step formula for creating a digital product that sells itself. Okay, step one, identify a best-selling topic and niche. One of the biggest questions I get is how to find a best-selling topic and niche for your digital product. Over the years, I've developed a special way of doing it that has created, some excellent results for me and now for many students. Now I'm going to show you another quick little video so you can see how I and my students identify winning topics, target winning niches for our digital products. One of the questions I get most is about choosing a niche and a topic for your digital product. It's obviously very important to figure out who your audience is and what you should teach them. And when I teach digital product creators how to get their niche right, I like to make a distinction. Okay? And you're going to want to write this down. Don't choose your niche, target your niche. And the reason that we say target your niche is because I want you to imagine a target. It has concentric circles and they get smaller toward the middle. Okay, so we ask a few questions to target our niche. First, is our prospective customer motivated? Okay, are they motivated to go and buy something? Number two, are they out looking for solutions? In other words, are they motivated to the point where they get up off their butt and they go out and they start searching? And then three, are they having a hard time finding the right answer? Okay, so if you arrange these three questions inside of each other, okay, someone that's motivated, someone that's looking, and they're having a hard time finding, you see that it's narrowing and targeting the group of people who are most likely to buy your digital product. Now, in case it's not obvious, the reason we want to target these people is that if you create a digital product, especially for people who are motivated and looking, and who you can give a high quality set of answers to, then you get another amazing benefit. You don't have to use a bunch of weird high pressure sales and marketing tactics because they're already sold. And another thing that happens when you do this as well, you actually do what I call narrowing your niche. You go after fewer people. All right, so this one might leave you with a question mark in your head. Why would you go after fewer people? Because online, there are so many people online, that you actually do better by talking to a more specific audience. For example, my first book, my first book on dating advice, it could have been on self-help, more general, or it could have been on relationships, or even on just dating. But I went even narrower, and I just taught dating advice to men. And when a motivated guy who's looking for a date, he comes and finds me, I have great answers for him. Now, another thing I want to mention here is that sometimes it's actually hard to identify the knowledge you have that you can put into a digital product. And the reason is because it sounds too easy. We often don't believe that we could get paid to teach or just talk about something that's actually enjoyable or fun. So I'll ask you another question. What is it that you're great at that you actually wouldn't have guessed that people would pay you to teach them because it's so natural and so automatic to you? I mentioned a friend who did incredibly well teaching people to play poker, for example. And what's the story of how you learned it? And very importantly, what's the big insight that allowed you to go from failure to success? This is what I'm always looking for, in your story. What's the moment that you had the big aha? I want to know the moment that I had that big aha that can become the core, the foundation of my digital product. The combination of identifying what you're naturally great at and then targeting your niche well, plus remembering your story and the big insight that allowed you to go from failure to success, this is how you find your big idea. This is your big idea. Okay, so that's how you find a winning topic, or the perfect niche, and your big idea for your digital product. And here's the process one more time. When you combine what you're naturally great at with targeting your niche well, and then you add your unique story and the big insight that allowed you to go from failure to success, you find your big idea for your digital product. And this is the process that I've used to create my best-selling digital products. And obviously you can see here you can use it too. Now, If you want to download this diagram and get some additional tips for finding your big idea, again, make sure you stay till the end of the class. At the end, I'll let you download my big idea checklist and my diagram, and the download will walk you through all the steps to help you find your big idea. And when you do this, okay, make sure that you avoid the number one mistake that people make when they're trying to find a winning niche and come up with their winning idea. And this number one niche mistake is being too general. Okay, it's a huge mistake to try to make a product that appeals to everyone. Now, this is a little counterintuitive because most people think that being general and picking a broad niche will allow them to sell their product to more people. Hey, being broader, it appeals to everyone, and it makes sense, but actually in practical reality, it's dead wrong. All right, so here's an important fact. The more specific you are with your product, the more people will trust that it can solve their problem. People buy specific solutions to their problems. Okay, so for example, let's say you have a bad headache, okay, and you go to the drugstore and you walk down the medicine aisle looking for, relief. And on the shelf, okay, you see two medicines next to each other. One is Excedrin, okay, which is a popular medicine created specifically to stop headaches. And you're about to grab it, and then next to the Excedrin, you notice a big blue jar, okay, and it's a big blue jar of liquid, and on the label it says medicine, cures everything. All right, so what are you going to buy? Are you going to buy the thing that's specifically designed to stop your headache, or the big blue jar of goop that says medicine on it that claims to cure everything? Right? Well, of course you're going to buy the Excedrin, and this is why Excedrin has been a best-selling product for over 50 years. To create a digital product that sells itself, you need to do what Excedrin does. You need to create a product that solves a specific problem for specific people. If you make the mistake of being too general or trying to appeal to everyone, your product will never sell itself, and it probably won't sell at all. My first book, Double Your Dating, is a good example of this principle in action. If you read my book, you'll notice that most of the book is actually pretty good general self-help advice. Okay, advice that's good for anyone who's really trying to accomplish anything in their lives. All right, so why didn't I call the book Self-Help for Everyone? Right? And why didn't I try to sell it to everyone on the planet? I didn't do this because I didn't want my book to be the ambiguous blue jar of medicine that claims to cure everything. So I did what I'm teaching you here. I narrowed my niche from general self-help, right, into relationship advice, and then just a part of relationships, which is the dating phase, and then I narrowed it even further to dating advice for men only. Now, most people would think that this was dumb, okay, to narrow or limit my audience and offer a product that would, appeal to fewer people. But this is how I created a digital product that was like Excedrin, a product that solved a specific problem for specific customers. And this is one of the biggest reasons that my little ebook grew and grew in sales, eventually becoming an online bestseller, okay, all over the world, and why, 15 years later, people still come back all the time to buy that book and read it. Now that you understand the power of narrowing your niche, let's move on to step 2 of my formula for creating a digital product that sells itself. And step 2 is